Introducing today, Big OSA Podcast. We got somebody special in the building, man. I would like for everybody to meet my brother Tutt. It's a pleasure to have you here. What's your name, beautiful?
Aaliyah, how are you?
How you doing, Liz?
Nice
Pleasure to meet you. Big Sosa. We got Aaliyah here. I'm so happy for them to come. We're going to see what's going on. We get all this situated. So at the end of the day, don't even worry about it. We're going to see what's going on. But we got Tutt in the building. All right. So what's going on, brother? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Word.
I'm watching all the motion, watching everything what's going on. And the Newdirection thing is looking amazing, man.
Definitely, man.
Are you dedicated to the kids, though?
Right. Because the kids are the future, man. You got to invest in the babies, man. You know what I mean? Without them, it's no us. Without us, it's no them. So, you know, we're getting older. So we're going to drop them seeds on them. So once we, pass along, then we can have some good, some loyal soldiers, down there holding the line for us and pushing all our kids in a better direction.
I like that. I've been going through a lot, shaking my head, banging my head as to what I could do, as to how I can help you, how I could put forth my own hand and see how we can get this thing together. I haven't talked to you over 20 years. You see what I'm saying? So I'm proud to see you home. Congratulations for you being home, brother.
Definitely.
You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're going to try to get this thing situated. But I got a couple questions for you.
Right.
The people been wondering. So, first thing I would like to ask is so what side of Nook you from? What ward are you from, technically?
So really the South Ward.
South Ward, baby.
Exactly.
It's just a simple answer. But, even if I know some of it, we need the people to know.
Right.
So, of course, I just want to ask you these questions, all right? All right, so what schools did you go to?
So, Avon and Shabazz.
Okay. You graduated from Shabazz?
No, I made it to 11th grade before, I got caught up in the street stuff and started going, dropped out of school, got caught up in the streets. So I made it to the 11th grade, though, so I still...
Yeah, you did better than me, shit. You did better than me, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So, my question would be, let me see, because I was at William H. Brown, 8th grade year. So, around what year you went to high school? Was it 94, 95? What year?
95.
95?
Yeah,
Same year I went to high school. All right, yeah. I went to, ironically enough, I went to William H. Brown, and I was kind of working hard at the time. You know what I'm saying? We had a major death that year, which is my cousin Big Smile. It was a big death for all of us. Everybody knew he played basketball, but he pushed me a lot, and I went to Arts High. I was actually supposed to go to Shabazz, because I graduated from William H. Brown.
Right.
But I ended up testing in the school and ended up going to Arts High for my freshman year. I went to Arts High, then I went to Hillside. 10th grade was like my last year, me personally. I didn't make it past I think 97 was my last year. I think I made it 10th grade. I think I might have started 11th grade because I was already driving to school. So by the time I was already driving to school, I think I messed up. I fucked up sometime. I don't really know. I'll just be honest with you.
Right.
It was crazy. So, we gonna just try to figure out, what, directed you into, because, King Tutt, Big Tutt, one of the most dangerous and renowned people in our city that we know to this day, respectfully. So you under Dave, right?
Yeah, Dave, the Duke.
Okay, the Duke.
The Duke.
Ain't that wrong? Definitely free Duke, man. Good brother. I know him personally. He a great brother. Hopefully we get to see him free one day with the blessings. Inshallah, we're going to see him one day and he'll be here with us in order to watch this brother get in so much fruition that he's getting into right now. I've been watching him a lot. He's been doing amazing things with the youth. When I came back in 22 and I was trying to figure out myself and I couldn't figure it out. But this man got the key. So we're going to figure it out. We're going to get this situated.
Figure it out together.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. But I'm going to step back a little bit. So, now, what made you, you don't really got to get personal and like that. So, when did you technically start, when did you start, banging or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so probably early 2000s, when they came over here, when first we was just, out, we was from our hood, I'm technically from Avon, because I went to Avon Elementary School, You know, born and raised. I started being in the South. I live by Goldsmith, so I was like, you know, identifying with both. So I kind of
game, baby.
Right, exactly. All game. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that wrong with that?
That's what Duke was being at. So he, you know what I mean, brought us over there.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. If you know, you know. Rest in peace, man. I love you, champ. I miss him to death too. RX-7 King. Him and she was RX-7 Kings, but that's no legendary. So if you know, you know. But them two RX-7 babies, red, Joe, they had the apple red RX-7, the bubble circle lights in the back. So if you know the RX-7 GTU with the circle lights, you know. You see what I'm saying? We just gonna go with that. What we got? So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my boy, man. So that was this. So I came from that era. So when we had turned blood, it was Ja Rule that came out to the city to perform.
Yeah, murder music.
Yeah, somebody had booked him.
One of my favorite albums to this day.
So he was like,
Benavici?
Yeah, exactly. You know, so he had the streets.
Okay, he definitely had the streets.
So this is around the time then, you know, that we was introduced to the gang stuff. Because, you know, like that culture was, you know, coming out, you know, the hip hop culture. Yeah. So we had went to the show and there was a bunch of Bloods in there. You know, but we weren't blood at the time. We was just, you know, regular.
Respectfully. That's being honest. Because a lot of people got it confused with us. Now, we from North.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, the whole big thing is, we country boys. I like it like that. You see what I'm saying? We city, but we country city. So, don't get it twisted. You see what I'm saying, right? But, you know, per everybody's knowledge, a lot of people feel like we started banging in the 90s, right? So, sometimes I really don't like when people misdirect other people, because like I'm outside, I was there, so like I don't like for people to feel like that, because we was never, Nork is not followers, let's just be clear. So, you know, a lot of gangbanging stuff was definitely going on in New York in the 90s and, you know, 96 and all this, 98 and stuff like that. But we was street fellas. I'm not even going to say reality and none of all that, but we was just in our own mind, and we did respect each other for a long time. So for me, I feel like, to be honest with you, from what we see now, from what we see before, I feel like the gangs tore us apart.
Right, I definitely.
Cause like it was just like we was a community. Exactly. All Southwood babies. We all loved each other. Shabazz and Weekway was the two craziest high schools, always at ease. But we never hated each other till we wanted to kill each other or do nothing crazy like that. So I'm just being honest, because I really need the real from this brother. Cause this brother is one of the originators. I'm one of the originators, and this is okay. Right? So to be respectful, to be able to ask you these questions, because our history and y'all history absolutely coincide. Right,
definitely. Right, definitely coincide.
And people need to understand that, because sometimes you got a lot of second generation, third generation. We like on a sixth generation right now, something like that. You see what I'm saying? Just being honest. But like first gen dinosaurs, that still, it was hard to make it this many years, man.
Real, bro. We lost a lot.
Shot, stab. I've been shot 6 times. Shot in the face, shot in the arm, shot in the side, shot in the hip. At the end of the day, you know, to come from where we come from, I really can't say you really could sugarcoat nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because we honestly got to understand and figure out how to move forward. And I feel like, me personally, that you are one of the brothers that figured that out for us. So I appreciate you. Sosa, Kareem Hicks, I appreciate you 100%, because at the end of the day, you moved a milestone. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You need to be on what they call it, the Mount Everest. We need to put this man on Mount Everest. A gangbanging in North. You see what I'm saying? And this ain't nothing to do with nothing like that. We ain't picking no, we ain't being biased or nothing like that, but just being honest. This ain't even, this past Duke, well, Duke was there and everything, but a lot was going on. But to take this step, we gotta put you on the Everest. I'm just keep real with you. We can say what we want to say, but I'm gonna just give respect when it's due, cause I ain't no sucker. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna give respect when it's due, cause like I never thought we would be able to talk again. See what I'm saying? I mean, we might have died on different sides and everything like that. We ain't even had to have no trouble with each other. But I never would have thought that I would see you in my house.
Bro.
When I told my father that, that man said I was crazy. I'm being real with you. He said, so what the fuck is you think? I said, listen, Pop, we gotta figure out a way.
Word.
See what I'm saying?
Word.
Because I see this man really gotta care for like changing the community.
Word.
You see what I'm saying? He got close with Rise. I got a good rapport with Rise. I really don't post a lot with Rise, you know what I'm saying? A lot, but he's a great brother to me. He talked to me a lot. We do a lot. He actually helped me a lot. He gave me my first job in Nook. It ain't really work out nothing. He gave me a job easy pass. I ain't gonna lie to you. See what I'm saying? So he tried to help. But yeah, I just want to say that we had to bring it to here.
Word.
All right, so let's go back now. So we passed that. So at the end of the day, we was wondering, like, once you got, so what happened with how you lost your freedom?
Yeah, so, it was like, at the time, the height of the gang era, you know what I mean, Bloods, Crips, a lot of stuff was going on. I was like, I had a big name at that era, putting a lot of work in for the hood. You know what I mean? Getting to
you
the
King Tutt now. Okay.
Right.
No, hey, man.
Right. So what happened was, it was some situation happened where my mother and father got locked up. You know what I mean? Because some guys had got shot on the block and it was like a beat walker cop out there. So they felt like, they said I sent the niggas through there to do it. So they went and raided my house, locked my mother and father up, trying to look for me. And then, that shit kind of like pissed me off because, like, damn, y'all locked my mother and father up for some shit.
You feel like they went too far.
Word, but, it ain't no love and fear when it's war. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, so when we understand when we out there put in the streets and we understand we put our family in danger.
So when you passed the rules, ain't no rules, and they done violated.
Word, they violated, you know what I mean? So I had a thing against the police for that. I never got over that. Even when they eventually had caught me, I went to prison and I was doing my time. I came home, I still didn't get over the fact that they locked my mother.
So you still kept a grudge?
I kept a grudge against. So when I came home, I ain't deal with that when I was away. So when I seen them, it was all like, fuck the police. I was on some, I always that energy because of what happened with my mother and father. Okay. I didn't think like, they did that because I'm out here committing crimes and I'm, they doing their job trying to get me. I ain't think like that. My mother and father ain't in nothing. Why would you even put them in cuffs? In
that whole situation.
Like, come on. So that stuff was kind of hard for. So I used to always push that to my homies. Every time I'm around, like we be chilling, I be talking about them like fucking police. So I kind of put that energy to them to say like fuck the police. Yeah. And they became my number one enemy in my mind because of what happened with my mother.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So so when that situation happened, when I came home, I'm moving around still with that stuff, harboring in me. So one day when my homies that came home from the halfway house. And you had went to pick them up.
So what year did you come home? I didn't mean to slow you down.
2004.
Okay.
2004 I came home. I did a little small bit. I was locked up for the case I was fighting that they had eventually locked my mother and father up for. But when they got me, I had to go to trial on that. Yeah. So I sat in the county about 18 months. So now you done did a little
18 to 24. Yeah. Now you home. And now you frustrated as fuck.
All right, so when I get home, I get with the homies, I'm hollering at them now, so I'm letting them know, boom, boom. So when I get home, it was already a target on me because police already know how I was coming before.
So is Duke home at this time?
And I Duke down already.
Okay, he already down.
He down.
Okay.
Down doing his time. So it's Tutt now. I'm moving. Yeah. Duke behind the wall, I'm holding the streets down. So I'm out there moving, young dude, got a lot of power influence. This shit's happening fast. I wasn't ready for all that power influence. So everybody holding on to my word. So as they hold my word is about to frustrate you with the police because my mother and father get locked up.
What they did to you.
Right. So every time I having a meeting with the homie, I'm talking about that. I'm like, yo, fuck the police. Anybody work with the police? Like, I was just going at them. Cool. You know what I mean? Word. Yeah. So niggas understand. So now, fast forward, we get that situation at the school where I go up there, my little sister fighting. So
now this is where the situation happened. Now for those of the people that don't know, because some of us know the history, we know the history, but for the fans, so you saying that so once you came home, and it's already fucked the police.
Right.
So now they done did something to your sister, past your mother and father?
Right. So now my sister's down at the school fighting, so some of her girlfriends and my friends was walking up, we been on Lions Avenue all day. Yeah. Weekway right there. So they gotta walk through our block, get out of school to see us. So they tell me, your sister's down there getting jumped out of school. So I shoot down there to make sure she good.
What school is this?
Weekway.
Okay.
So I shoot down there to make sure she good. A couple of bros seen her, the mess they moving with me. On the big bro, they gonna make sure I'm good. They don't know what's going on.
Sure.
We gotta go with bro, see what's
so
going on.
Y'all shoot from all day straight up
down there. You know what I mean? So when we pull up down there, it's like boom, we jump out. They like, everybody seen me, the bros, colors we got on, they like, the Bloods down here, like, shit about to go crazy. Like, they start looking at us, you know what I mean, as not just no normal big brothers. They like some gang members about to tear stuff up because that's what we were
So who the police looking at y'all like this?
The students, the school, the police ain't
basically
there.
Everybody. Police ain't there yet.
They called them for us.
Okay.
Like, yo, the Bloods is out here.
Yeah.
Yo,
so they just like, y'all just about to start shit.
Right. Like we the problem now. Not that when somebody out here fighting, the Bloods came out to check on.
Yeah, you a baby now. You like 24.
Yeah. I'm coming up here to check on my sister. I ain't coming out there to harm no kids, nothing like that. I'm trying to see what happened. Sis, get her out of there. What you doing fighting? Put a ticket on my mother, taking the house. That was my whole thing. Wasn't like come out there guns blazing. Who took my sister's war? It wasn't none of that. You know what I mean? I just came out to make sure she was good. So me coming down there as a grown man with these bros alerted the people. They was nervous because Tutt got the name now already. It's like, oh, her brother's Tutt.
Yeah.
So I ain't realized my name was moving like that. People was fearful of me, so they called police. The police came to try to talk to me. I'm already frustrated because what are y'all coming here for? Y'all ain't even protect my sister. She got here fighting. Yeah. Where was y'all at when the fight going on?
So y'all ain't want to help before, but now y'all in fear of us.
Exactly.
So now y'all coming, but y'all really coming for us though.
Y'all ain't even coming for the situation.
Y'all ain't coming. Yeah,
y'all like my sister. I'm the problem now. So now I'm looking at them like, oh man, I'm like, I ain't even feeling them now. Cause I'm like, nah, don't touch me. Y'all know my sister? Like, who car you driving?
So where was your sister? Did you actually get a chance to see her? Oh, so you never seen her?
I didn't even made it inside the school because she was in there they had already broke them up.
So they broke them up and she was in the school.
Right.
So y'all just came up there. Now let's just be clear. So y'all pull out, everybody jump out of the car, do. And y'all don't even get to talk to sis. So you saying that they just interacted with y'all before y'all even made it to get a chance to
get there. They pulled up
crazy.
On some shit like, yo, hold up, y'all, put your hands up. Yo, you going over there like you just ready to search and check me. Like I was the threat and shit. So I'm like, oh, bro,
that's insane.
You ain't searching or touching me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's out. So I guess he I'm playing them out in front of everybody. Now I'm just mad people out.
So who at this time? Who's bothering you at this particular time?
The cop.
Okay, so now so it was a cop that walked up to you to interact. With you before you was able to even make it to the school to see your sister.
Before I even getting in to see her, he came up. You know what I mean? Talking what he was talking. And then I'm like, yo, I wasn't trying to hear what he was saying, so he tried to arrest me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't compliant to whatever he was saying, so he was trying to cut me. I wasn't trying to let him cut me.
And that ain't go good.
Nah, exactly. So I'm like, yo, you don't put your hands on me, bro. I'm not no student. I'm not no regular student. I'm not no regular person out here, bro. Don't put your hands on me. And he like, what you mean? No. So I guess he like I was respecting his authority. And then he tried to grab me up. When he tried to grab me up, I had bros with me. They like, oh, what the fuck y'all doing? Now, mind you, I'm already letting the bros know they the opposition.
You already told them from the police.
Exactly.
Yeah, for a minute now.
Exactly. So they already know what it is.
Like you ain't going for them touching you.
Exactly. So they don't know what I got on me. They don't think it. So they like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing? So now they like, back up, don't get involved. But the whole time they don't know them niggas was the threat. They thinking I'm the threat. The threat was them niggas. Cause I ain't got shit on me.
Yeah.
But my niggas all grip. They ready already. So when they grabbed me, he like that nigga, like he thought they backed up. When he grabbed me, I just heard a shot go off. Boom. So a shot go off, everybody just dispersed. So when everybody dispersed, I'm trying to get low now. And when I got low, when I tried to run, his partner pulled the gun out, hit me, boom, like 3 times. So I ain't even get the lead to see nothing. I fell down. Everybody else got away, the homies, everybody. It's just me, the officer.
Did anybody else get hit but you that day?
Nah, just me and the other officer that
yeah, so the officer, you heard a shot, and then they just opened fire on you.
Straight up. They just thought it was me. They just automatically, because they like, yo, it just automatically thought it was me because I'm the only one close. But y'all just told the other niggas to back up. Yeah. Y'all lost sight of the real threat because y'all so focused on me when I never was the threat the whole time. Crazy. The threat was behind y'all. And they popped off and got low. And y'all blame me for the shit.
And just blame you.
Like, oh, Tutt did it. He shot a whole hood thinking I shot a cop. I ain't even shit nobody. I had no weapon on me or nothing, yo.
That's crazy.
He just came at me on some crazy shit. You know what I mean? I had other niggas that overreacted, but I take accountability for that because I had them trained to go. So I ain't want to go get mad. Like, what y'all do that for? I'm ready to tell on it. Nah, I'm going to take the heat. Because at the end of the day, y'all move for me. We're going to go to trap. And that's how I beat it. That's why I'm sitting in front of you right now. Because they lied to the public. His family, like, oh, Tutt was the shooter. Y'all know I wasn't no shooter. But I'm not going to tell y'all no shit. I'm going to get on the stand saying, hey, it was this guy.
That ain't your business.
That ain't mine. Y'all got to prove what's going on.
Whoever did whatever. Yeah, so but you know for sure it wasn't you.
I know for a fact it wasn't me. And that's why I was confident.
None of
that. No gunpowder residue that I shot or nothing. I got gunpowder residue that y'all shot me. Yeah. So I'm a victim and I could have sued. Yeah. Because I really didn't have no weapon. And the weapon that I did have that day was found in the car I was driving. And it wasn't fired. It was inside the car. I never even took that shot.
So they found the weapon in the car.
My gun. That was supposed to be mine.
That might have been a blessing.
That was a blessing. They convicted me and that gun did my time for, but it wasn't a gun that shot the cop. So
I do the time for possession of weapons.
Yeah, I'm good. They tried to give me death penalty for something I didn't even do.
That's crazy.
That was how I was facing the death penalty. The governor was speaking out about it. Everybody was telling them. They ain't even want to look at the facts. That's why I be fighting for a lot of the bruise behind the wall. Because I know some situations niggas be innocent, but you be innocent on certain situations. Like you could be like down for a manslaughter, but then they gave you first degree murder.
Yeah.
So he doing 30 life for a
without even doing the homework.
Yeah, without it being factual basis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me beating that case was a blessing, but that's what humbled me though. Me going through that experience, because you can imagine what I had to go through.
Yeah.
Getting charged with police officer.
I can't even imagine.
What they taking me at, what I had to go. They like that public Indian. I was in isolation for 6 years.
Yeah.
24-hour lockdown. I can't go out my cell or nothing.
So how many years did you do?
I did 15 altogether.
That's crazy.
Word up.
That's crazy. So I'm gonna be honest with you. What's crazy is, ironically enough, that's like the same reason I moved from North.
Word.
So like for me, I moved in 2001. So what happened with me was, I had a fight with a police officer, with 2 police officers. So the problem with me was, I was on Bergen, right on Bergen and Mapes.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot her name, but it was a police officer that lived on Lehigh. That lived right there on Lehigh. At the time, she was living on Lehigh and not Clinton, please. Lehigh. What's that?
Album?
What's that street that popular?
Not Bergen.
Not Clinton. No, the next block up from Bergen. That's
That ain't
What's
that.
that? That's no. The next block up from. I'm tripping. That's Clinton. No, not Clinton Place. No, what's the next block up from Lehigh? Bergen, and then it's
Shepherd.
No,
Mapes.
going up. When you go up Lehigh and make that left right there, that's not good. That's anyway, it was a female officer that lived right there on the corner of Lehigh, and she couldn't stand me because I'm outside every day.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I lived on the block. You see what I'm saying? I dropped out of school '95, so I'm outside every day. You see what I'm saying? So this time, I was outside my whole life. You see what I'm saying? My father went to prison. He did 20 years. My mother, heroin addict for 40 years.
Damn.
So, for me, I just got my grandmother. So my grandmother moved to Hillside. So, I stayed on Mapes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So every day I'd be outside, hustle all my life. So one day a police officer said, "I'm tired of you being out here." So he decided to do just, he decided to take his badge off. He took his badge off and took his belt off. And put his hands up to fight me. Like one-on-one in front of everybody. Now, at this particular time, we had a police precinct between Mapes and Shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the city still owns it. It's one of the mayor's office right now, next to Clean Cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, "Come on, I'll just fight you." You see what I'm saying? I'm 18. He might have been like 22 or something. He young, beat walker. This one we had beat walkers in their prime. It's like 4 or 5 beat walkers every day walking up and down the strip. So we fought. Boom. So I ended up getting the best of him. Hit him, boo boo. I knock him out. So female officer, and I wish I remember her name because I really wish her name. She retired at this point, but her daughter's real cool at this point. So she put a handcuffs on her fist and like punched me in my forehead. So when she split my forehead, like it was already a crowd of people outside. So the Clean Cut females and everything was out there. So actually Cut baby mother was right. She Hassana.
Mm-hmm.
All of them was right there. So when she punched my forehead after I knocked him out, she punched me. So then the whole crowd went crazy. So it's like everybody commenced on the circle. You see what I'm saying? And it was only like 4 of them in the circle. So of course, obviously they called back up, assault. They trying to fight a police officer and everything. The whole police force came. Long story short, they took me down to UMD, and I couldn't sue at a particular time. So I ain't had no drugs on me or nothing. We just got into a fight. So when I that was it actually made CNN. It made world news. So when it made the news or whatever, my grandmother was like, "Babe, I think it's time for you to go." At this particular time, I had a girlfriend who was my wife. She ain't my wife no more. I got divorced like about 4 or 5 years ago. But my grandmother decided for me to leave. After I beat the case, I went to court. They dropped all the charges and everything, but they made me sign paper that I couldn't sue the city.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Which was dead wrong. But I didn't know any better at the time. It's like 2000. We don't know better, man.
Mm-hmm.
This particular, I don't think people understand North.
Right.
Like Newark, that's why I said we was country, because Newark is like slower than New York. So like a lot of stuff that went on in Newark couldn't go on a lot of other places. The police officers got away with a lot. Same thing like your situation. They overreacted. They treated us like we was nobody. They didn't think we even had a say in anything. Mm-hmm. Right? So for me, when I went to court, they dropped everything and they allowed me to leave Newark with no charges.
Right.
So I'm only 20 years old. I'm not even 21 yet. Mm-hmm. So my grandmother was like, I think you need to take the best of this and, go ahead and get out of here. So I made the choice to move down south. Right? And what's crazy thing about that is once we found out later, the female officer had got convicted for being a dirty cop. Mm. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we all be having like, not we all, because everybody ain't like that. So let's not even make this like a regular thing. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of time where the police and different people get away and take away so much of our life. I was blessed to not be in a situation like that. But just like yourself, you end up doing 15 years, man. Right. So like my question to you is like how did you feel in there? Like how did it go 15 years, bro? What did you do for 15 years? Man. 6 years of confinement. I did 18 months. I went crazy in the 18 months. They had me in 18 months in the hole for fighting. Right. And I think I went crazy in that motherfucker. I found God. So yo, but at the end of the day, I can only imagine 6 years of natural confinement, 23 and 1. That's insane, bro. Yeah. How did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it was rough, man. I was in man control unit down Trenton, so it was a couple of bros down there, like some of the Black Panthers, some of the BLA dudes, Black Liberation Army dudes. They was in there for like being political prisoners because they had got into it with police and population, and so they put them in isolation in them units back there. So when I got back there, they seen my case. They knew it was a high-profile case and what I was charged with. So they was giving me like a lot of books and stuff to read, like the George
That's
Jackson,
a blessing within itself.
Word, and Audacity, a whole Barack Obama books. It was like a lot of books they was feeding me. They're like, yo, y'all young bros that's in the gang stuff, y'all got a lot of power and influence. If y'all utilize it the right way, y'all can kind of like change things around and be those revolutionaries for us to, change.
So is that what gave you some of your direction for the new direction? That's crazy. I said, I wasn't even thinking, that's ill. I'm going to keep that. Is that what gave you some of the direction for new direction?
Yeah, definitely. That was the inspiration behind it. Just, knowing who I was and then knowing like, me being what I was charged with, it was kind of like, that was like the biggest score you could get when it comes to the streets. When it comes like when you put on law enforcement officer down, it's like right now you're like a hero to your guys,
to your community.
Especially when it comes to the culture. Yeah. But then to the other people, it's like, oh, you was like a threat to safety. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's like now I got to figure out how can I turn that around and use that situation to push people more towards protecting each other and protecting humanity and protecting our culture. And showing them a better way. So when I got conscious, when I was around OGs and I got conscious and I started getting my heart right.
I like that word, conscious.
I just started moving in that different direction, that new direction, away from, the gang banging mentality, and I just started pushing it to a lot of the other homies like, yo, we gotta do better, bro. How we all killing each other? And what sense that make? We getting RICO cases.
So you was like the Huey P of the hood.
Word, bro. I had turned it to that.
Because now, I don't know if you study the Black Panthers and everything, but I did a lot of study. I did 12 and a half years. Mm-hmm. A lot of mine were just for drug. I'm a drug trafficker, bad situation. I went down south and just fucked up, man. I just went down there and lost my goddamn mind. I went down to Charlotte and just fucked up. So I'm be real. But at the end of the day, so for me, I studied a lot of Huey P. Newton, a lot of Bobby Seale, a lot of situations like that, a lot of Martin Luther King, a lot of Malcolm X, and Huey P. actually went down in 65th for killing Officer Gray, wasn't it? Yeah, so that's like almost the same situation. That's gotta be crazy.
Word. And that's why I related to them. When I went through my situation, them brothers I was locked up with, like a lot of conscious OAs, they started giving me that work because they was comparing me. They like, you like a young Fred Hampton. And,
that's crazy.
You know what I mean? They was looking at me like that. So I started reading, like, who is Fred Hampton? So
so you start having to figure it out.
So I started reading and I started feeling them like, well, then I started getting on that. So I started pushing it to like Duke giving them like, yo, look, bro, we gotta get with this. He like, man, I don't want to hear that old head nigga talking.
And they had a chapter in though.
Yeah, they had a chapter.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know, the homies wasn't really feeling it at first because it's like, that's that old revolution. They ain't believe it could work. You know what I'm saying? So,
I can see him now. Like, come on, dog. You doing too much there. Come on, man. God damn.
So I'm trying to once they got to me, I'm trying to convince the other homies to get with this.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is what we got to do. You know what I mean? We can't fight racism with racism. We got to fight it with revolutionary socialism. So I started learning. Right. So I started learning it, and I'm like, yo, we should be banging for this. Like, and it made sense for me because I was already enemy of the state. You know what I mean? So I was already at war with the system.
That give me a lot more understanding of why you doing what you doing.
Word, bro, word. Because they was on me, bro. I was like,
I respect that.
I went to war with the system and won. Yeah. We don't normally go.
No, we don't win.
That don't happen.
We don't win. They never let us win.
They never let us
They'll
win.
figure out a way. They'll probably shoot us down for 20 or something. Yeah. But the man won.
Word, we won. That was a victory for the people.
Yeah.
And I felt like when I got that victory, that was my liberation. But I felt like that victory came from God, bro. I prayed.
Absolutely. 100%.
You know what I mean? And I got my heart right. You know what I mean? So when I got my heart right in there, and I started really, my intentions was good. So everything I was touching was turning into gold because you got pure intentions. So I knew a lot of people on the outside, other people wasn't going to really understand it yet. Because like, all right, Tutt is talking in jail stuff. Because I was moving Newdirection in jail. So when they let me out of population, I hit every prison running. I made
I'm in the country. I'm sorry, brother. So you saying that you was even pushing Newdirection in jail?
That's where it started at. It started in there, then I brought it home with me. You know what I mean? We was calling it new culture.
Okay.
And I was have like every when I was a population, I meet with certain homies because I remind you, I'm conscious.
So they let you out. They let you out of MCU. They let you out of CU and let you out. And then you was in population.
Exactly.
And you automatically started pushing.
Yo, I came.
So I know they wasn't even trying to fuck with that at first.
When I first came from MCU, I'm back there with all the brothers. I'm getting all the history. I'm getting
what's MCU for the people?
So Management Control Unit.
Okay.
So that's a unit that they put all high-ranking gang members, anybody with influence inside the prison. They want them all in one unit so they can monitor your activities, so you won't be having the prisoners wilding and stuff like that. So it was like all high-ranking gang members back there.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of knowledgeable brothers back there, leaders, guys that started movements, foundations, and we all was back there building with each other. I was one of the ones that learned and grew from the old heads. I always listen to the old heads because I believe in you got experience from wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. You have to go through stuff. So when the elders talk, I listen. I was always one of them young bros. That's how I started hanging around Duke and them. I was a little bro, and I listened because I knew they got that experience. So they stuff was making sense to me. I was the first one to get liberated when I beat the case. When they found me not guilty, they had to let me out of population now because now we're like, oh, he really ain't do the situation. Everybody thought I did it. The jail system, the administrator, everybody. Like,
so once they let you out of MCU, So what you mean by? Now let's get this clear for the people now. What do you mean? So when you say you beat it, they understood you wasn't released home yet.
Nah, I wasn't released home yet.
But they was trying to figure out like what to do with you or like how much time to give you, or whatever.
So I was in MCU. So when I got locked up, they took me to the county.
Yeah.
The first day I got to the county, SOG team came up there to ship me out. SOG team is a central transport team that the state uses to transport high-profile inmates, dangerous gang members and stuff. They feel like can break out or whatever. They got to send a SWAT team up there, so to speak. So they sent them up there to get me from Essex County to take me to Trenton to house me down there because I had a high profile.
And you wasn't even charged. And they already had you in prison.
Already in prison, bro. No convictions or nothing. I'm in prison.
Crazy.
Trenton State Prison. At that, when you go, you lose trial for murder. They put me in there. So they had me in my own cell, away from everybody, of course, like some IPC, involuntary PC type situation, because I'm a county inmate being housed. But the governor signed off for them to do that. And that's how I was able to do it. Because
that's the only way that they were able to even get you over there. Because that don't make no sense to a lot of people.
They made their own law right then and there. You know what I mean? Like Title 30.
Because if you ain't convicted, you should not be a part of DOC.
And then look what happened. I got acquitted. Yeah. So imagine if I got acquitted everything.
So
I would have spanked them.
You never had no. So what? So you didn't have no. You didn't want to sue or nothing like that?
Nah, because they got me on reckless manslaughter.
Okay.
They acquitted me of all the serious charges, like the first-degree murder, the attempted murder on other officers.
So they convicted you of manslaughter for the death of the officer,
causing his death. Meaning, if I would have came out there with niggas, he would have died.
Yeah,
that's what they convicted me.
So they blanked it on you, basically.
They saying, exactly. And they gave
without even pulling the trigger.
Right, without even pulling the trigger. It's your fault. If you'd have handled that better, the homies
they ain't had that many cameras back then. Wasn't no cameras like it was now. You go, don't do that. Don't try that no more.
Man,
there's so many cameras.
We the reason they got cameras.
Yeah.
For all the shit that we got there doing. Nah, for real. We the reason they got cameras.
Don't try that no more. No, don't try that at home. Don't do that no more.
You gotta keep the peace now.
Yeah, please keep the peace.
That's why we try to keep everybody.
Yeah, so that's you know, but bro, look, I got a whole different respect for you. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Cause not for nothing. Like while I was down, I got liberated myself. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of Muslim brothers, and I'm gonna just be honest. I'm a Christian,
right?
But the reason that I'm a Christian is because of my grandmother.
Right.
Let's just be clear. Because at the end of the day, my father, all my brothers, everybody Muslim. I even got Muslim names. I never ate pork in my life. But I'm gonna just say this. My grandmother was the key for me.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? My grandmother adopted us in 1988. So I actually became a brother to my father.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because all of my brothers was adopted by my grandmother. Because all our parents were so fucked up that we couldn't even go to school because all our parents was gone. You see what I'm saying? So my grandmother had to figure out a way to get us into school and to be able to deal with us. So the only way that she could do that back then, because it wasn't no other ways like how it is now. So in order for you to do those type of things and get people in school, you had to actually be a parent. You see what I'm saying? So what my grandmother did was she adopted all four of us. So it's me and my brother was born by my father, and then Henny and Tonchi is my aunt's kids. But my grandmother adopted all of us, which made all of us brothers in 1988. My last name is Hicks, but she gave me the last name Lewis in 88. The only reason I don't use the name is because of law enforcement. You see what I'm saying? Once they started locking me up, they just got my birth certificate. You see what I'm saying? And my birth certificate actually said Hicks, but they didn't understand that my grandmother already had adopted us.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So once they started doing me that, they gave me like 8 AKAs. So when I actually caught my first attempted murder charge in 2004, when I shot the dude or whatever, he told on me. So when they came down or whatever, they locked me up and they said I got 6 AKAs. But in the day, it wasn't no AKAs. This was my real name. They just didn't understand it because I was down south.
Right.
But they didn't understand what the situation was. But we all still had the same like anger about us. So that's when I actually went in. I sat in there for like 28 months with no bond, no nothing. And that's when I actually learned about Huey P., Bobby Seale, and just studied them. And had an understanding for what the real revolution was. Because I didn't understand it before. You know what I'm saying? Like Afeni Shakur and all of them. Like a lot of people don't know a lot of history. Like what we need to do, we need to step back for a second and teach the kids. Because if the kids really understood the history,
it was going to be good.
They would see why we feel the way we feel.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people didn't get you the way they got you. Like when you first came home and started pushing the piece like that. Because I didn't understand. But also the only reason I didn't understand is because I didn't know that you were so educated as you are. I'm an educated brother myself. I got 2 degrees. One from UNC and another one. But at the end of the day, I got degrees once I started getting incarcerated. So I use the system, me personally. I don't work for the system. I don't do none of that work. So what I did was I went to school. So I got all of my degrees. I got my high school diploma in the penitentiary. I got everything. I never graduated, never did nothing. Once I got locked up, I started saying, all right, I can read. You know what I'm saying? I started writing books. I started doing things like that. I started doing things to liberate myself to at least allow me to understand what was going on within society. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm going to be the one. I'm going to root for you. But now I'm on your team. I'm fucking with you 100%. Whatever you need from me, just call me, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, I didn't take you for being such an educated brother, and I respect you for that. Because education goes a long way. What we need to understand is that not only do we need to teach the youth, we need to educate the youth. At first, my favorite subject used to be math, right? Obviously, we all want to count, we all want to get money. That's just what we want to do. But once I started reading, it made me understand and teach my children. Now I got 2 kids that already graduated college. They graduate this year. One graduating from UNC Pembroke, and the other one graduated from West Carolina.
That's great.
But and I got 2 more going to college. One go to college. One is a senior next year. One graduated this year. She don't really like school for some reason. She want to save people, but I think she might be a police officer or something. I'm actually pushing her. I would like to have a police officer as my daughter, because I would like to see how that work out. I'm going to use the system, so if my daughter be an officer, y'all ass in trouble. Yeah, I swear to God, because y'all motherfuckers ain't got to give me my weapon, but shit, y'all going to give her goddamn weapon. Y'all motherfuckers in trouble. Yeah, but back to the story though. So, at the end of the day, now, you done liberated yourself, right? Mm-hmm. Now you got full knowledge, understanding, and respect for your situation, right? So now you get out and they let you in the population, right? And now you talking to Duke and you talking to everybody about how you feel, right? I know that they really was as receptive to that, right? At first, because they didn't take the time to do what you had done.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So I totally respect that. Right. So how did you get everybody on board?
Yeah, so at the end of the day, you know what I mean, it was about being real. You know what I mean? Being real. So like I felt like when we was banging blood, I'm like, we ain't had no mission statement. We ain't have no, ain't nobody sent nobody no money. Nobody paying for nobody lawyers. You know what I mean? I went through a whole situation where the homies ain't do shit for me. They ain't pay me no lawyer for me. They wasn't making sure my commissary was up, making sure I was good. People ain't even want to get on the phone with me because I'm hot. Oh, he got a cop. I don't want to talk to that nigga. They didn't want to get on the phone with Duke because Duke was hot. He was getting RICO cases calling out here. So I'm like, what mission? Where the blood's taking us now? Nobody can give me that answer.
And you was already talking to him at this time.
Right. You know what I mean? So they like, I'm like, nah, you're right. So I had to make it make sense to the bros. So I got a mission. I got a plan. This is what I want to do to liberate myself, bro. Yeah. I'm going in this direction. And if I got any status or influence within this thing, I can use mine the way I need to use it because I'm a big homie too. So I'm at the table with y'all. Once I caught that case, that put me at a status with all of y'all other big homies who I was locked up around. And I was locked around some of the biggest homies. So once I caught that case, they put me with them. They got me with y'all. So now I'm y'all. So now y'all got to look at me the same way I was respecting y'all. Y'all got to respect what I'm saying. And if mine making sense and you see other homies love me and rock with me, y'all can't get in the way of that because I still had niggas that gonna go for me too in whatever direction I'm gonna go in. Whether I'm going to new direction, old direction. I had some loyal ones still around that was rocking with me.
I was rocking to 100%.
100%. Then bros seen that. Then bros understood my serious with it, and it was like, it's not hurting us, bro. This is helping.
And it was sincere.
Yeah, it was sincere.
From your heart.
Exactly. Pure heart. Good intentions, bro. We don't see a lot of that coming out the trenches. A lot of our hearts get corrupted out there. Yeah. We start doing stuff to each other, snaking each other. We start losing the sense of humanity. Once we got in prison, we stripped all of the drugs, the distractions, the females, the streets. Now we got to look at the man. We got to see who we really are. Okay. And we seen a lot of guys folding in there. We seen a lot of guys going to pieces.
Oh, we seen a lot of them breaking.
We seen a lot of guys breaking.
Seen a lot of them break. A lot of them ain't make it out that motherfucker.
You know what I mean? So we was the strong ones. You know what I mean? So I was strong coming out of my situation. People already looked up to me. When I beat the case, they let me out of population. Now niggas, the whole jail kicking on the door like, oh, Tutt beat it. It was a victory for the people. Yeah. So all the homies feel like that was the biggest victory we got. Niggas that was happy for it because everybody in jail.
That's the biggest victory that's far.
Word. So that gave me the momentum to say, yo, I got the people behind me. What I'm going to do with it? Am I to use this to be like, yo, let's get out here and wild and be, or I'm going to use this to push forward? I decided to use it to push forward. When every jail I went in, I had credibility. Bro in the building, I'm coming with a message. And the message is peace amongst each other. And we started that within jail so we can all get home to our families, bro. We can't go get out there. We killing it. So they busting through the stabbing and killing each other, bro. How we going to get out of jail? You know what I mean? If we're going to push, if we're going to put work in, let's put it on them then. Yeah. Let's put it on the COs. Oh, you know, that's oppressing. Let's put it on there. Y'all got to let us out of there. We ain't doing that. What we putting on each other for? We only making our situations worse. So now bros start understanding that. Now we got Bloods and Crips sleeping in the cell together. Yeah. We got Bloods coming to the mess all together. Now they ain't like to see that we was all coming together.
They ain't want to see that at all. Moving me out. That started looking weird.
Yeah, they start shipping me out. Every jail I went in, they shipped me out. When I was bringing the unity. I got everything calm. They got me out because they still ain't trusting me. They still ain't trusting. Now I'm getting everybody together and I might just flip on you and then turn everybody against everybody. And that's the things I had.
That's what they was feeling like.
Right. You know what I mean? The whole time, God really leading this movement. I'm really sincere in my heart.
We gotta get you on. We gotta get you on the Breakfast Club, man. Oh, nah. We gotta get you on the Breakfast Club. Nah, we gotta get you on the Breakfast Club.
Yo, the whole time I was really like genuine, you know, with it. And they didn't understand it. So every jail I'm going in, boom, I'm rallying people. I'm having meetings in the yards, talking to all the bros, like, yo, come in. So they seeing me gathering. Then some police was coming by hearing the speeches. And they was like, all right, we let them good. That's making our job easy. I'm stopping gang wars at every jail I'm coming in. I ain't letting no Bloods and Crips fight no where I'm at. Me and Wax, rest in peace. Before he came home, we was in the trailers in Northern. He was the only great in Northern
Yeah,
Trailer.
I heard y'all were together.
Word, all blood. And a lot of homies wasn't feeling that.
Yeah.
They like, oh, nah, niggas, they was shooting homies on shit, we doing that. I'm like, that's my bro. We all in here together. I'm standing on my shit. So I had other homies mad at me.
I know a lot of people ain't like that.
They ain't like it, but they had to respect it.
Yeah.
So I'm not in this for niggas to like me. I'm in this shit for respect, bro. Even when I was in banging, I ain't want the homies to like me out there. I wanted y'all to respect me.
That's
like,
it.
And that's why I did certain things I do just for respect. I always came peaceful. But if niggas don't respect my peace, then they gonna see that other side.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And through the grace of God, since I've been pushing peace, I haven't ran into people who like disrespecting my peace.
So
Niggas
let me ask you this. That's a question. That actually was my next question. I'm glad you went there. So my question is now, I know when you came home, right? Because before we heard it, they had to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So like, how did they feel? Like you got the whole Avon, you got the whole South Ward, you even got the West Ward. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, before we heard and we felt you pushing peace, cause I done seen you come on Bergen Street. You see what I'm saying? Myself, and even talk to the great homies and everything. I might not have came around, like I said. I was a little timid at the time. I might not have understood it. Just being a dinosaur, and not understanding. You see what I'm saying? But I'm so happy for you to be around this particular time. But how did your own comrades feel like when you first came home? Like, I know they wasn't feeling like when you first came home.
Yeah, they wasn't off that. So when I first came home, we had a lot of stuff going on with like the little LA homies, the younger ones, like the Bergen.
I heard a lot about them.
You know, so there was a lot of that stuff going back and forth with the younger one. But I was locked up. Mind you, I'm locked up 15 years, so I'm hearing little stuff here and there, but I'm not really focused on the streets. I'm focused on what's going on in jail, myself, and trying to get back home. So when I come home, I'm hearing, the Bergen, LARC. So my whole mind was, I gotta come and stop that. I gotta come because this is what I've been preaching since I've been in jail.
You was one of the main people that put a stop to that, and I really appreciate
on everything, bro. On everything. So when I had to holler at all the little niggas on Sly, LA, I go on Bergen, holler at all the little bros. Some of them ain't really know me because they like we dying so we older. But then I start letting them know
disconnected.
Let them know my story, where we come from. And then some of the little bros that I know their mothers already. I grew up around them. We go to weekly fashion shows. These are their kids. You know what I mean? So a lot of our little bros, I'm coming home saying like, these are our little bros. So I'm like, I'm Newdirection. I'm not identifying. I'm not coming in here like, I'm blood. I'm not coming on these boxes. I'm coming in as Newdirection. Newdirection ain't beefing with nobody. So the bros accepted me and accepted my message. And I let the other 7 homies know, like, the bros down on Bergen, those family, bro. We grew up with them. We went through shit back in the day with them. But me and Wax, one of their leaders from down there, made peace. We slept together, in prison together. This was my bro. I told him go home and be safe. Like, don't go out there and get back into the nonsense, bro. Stay focused.
We tried.
Yeah,
we tried our best.
But you know what I mean? So me coming home, I'm like, I gotta still hold that line for bro. You know what I mean? Hold that line for little Lil and them and Oink and all them. Like those the little bros, I came up under them. They came up under our culture. So me coming out there, and I know I ain't had no beef with none of them little bros out there because they don't know me. So I'm coming in as a claim like an OG just preaching.
So it actually helped you.
It helped me, you know what I mean? And then they said like, I ain't bro really off that. So now if my bros saying that, so my bros feeling type of way because like, tell out time flags with it because they thinking I'm trying to get them backdoor. Like, I'm trying to mess with them. They beefing with to go do something to them because they don't even really know me. So I'm like, look, bro, y'all don't even know nothing I've been through. Y'all don't even know nothing we going through, bro. Like, what we been through before y'all time. You know what I mean? We done went. It was war before it was peace. If we the big bros out here and I'm moving around out pushing peace and y'all going through it and they saying like, that's one of them niggas run up and do something to me. And I ain't out here ready for that because I'm not on that time. Y'all got to respect what I'm out here doing. Because y'all putting me in danger. And if y'all putting me in danger, y'all putting the whole community in danger.
Everybody.
Because at the end of the day, I'm representing the people. And my movement is stronger than whatever y'all think y'all got going on, bro. I can bring the OGs out that's going to back what I'm pushing now opposed to this nonsense that y'all got going on. Because ain't nobody trying to die and go to jail. I said, any of y'all trying to die and go to jail? None of them like, no. Nobody trying to die and go to jail. So don't get in the way of what we trying to do because this going to bring peace and safety to everybody.
Yeah, I don't think nobody want that. At the end of the day, bro, I really start to question myself. Who really want to die or go to jail?
Bro, like,
what the fuck?
For real, bro.
If you want to die and go to jail, you just a lost soul.
You a crash out,
like,
bro. It's over. You ain't got no hope or nothing. I don't want to be around nobody like that. The crazy part about it, we was around niggas like that before. Because
that's all we was at the end of the day. It was crazy is that we needed that. We needed you.
Bro, I promise you, bro. On everything, bro.
Because like even before you came home, well, not even before you came home, but before it really hit Bergen like that. You see what I'm saying? I I was even angry. I ain't gonna lie to you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And my thing was, like you said, because you hit the nail in the coffin, because the disconnect came from so many years away from the generations.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when I came back home because Wax had just passed away. 4G had just went to prison.
Right.
Sky was already gone. Ali Bang was already gone. A lot of people was gone already. So like I've been blessed for my brothers all to still be here. Mm-hmm. So I felt like it was left up to me to come back home in order to like get it together. Right. Like just for us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I'm gonna just say that I just feel like we ain't had too much leadership, like, you know what I'm saying? And not to say it like that, because there ain't no disrespect for, because, like, let's just be clear. We still got, like, we got little big homies that's still outside right now. You see what I'm saying? That we still got to respect.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because they might be 5th gen, but they 25.
Exactly.
They big homie in their own right.
Exactly.
For any one of us that don't know, let's just be clear. 10 years of banging, you an OG.
Straight
we got to respect that. That's just, let's just get that clear. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we can't be upset at that.
Right.
Also, we can't tell nobody what to do, at least without giving them a solution.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I see you moving, I see you shaking and moving. I'm like, God, this nigga really serious about this shit. Cause like I said, I was confused. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't no backdoor nigga, nothing like that. That's, to me, that shit always been corny. Run off on a plug, all this weird nutball. We never did this shit before back in the day. We like back then we had old heads. We ain't had we had old heads that was like, if you fuck with us, we fuck with you, and this what we need.
They gonna make sure you eat it.
You see what I'm saying?
Niggas.
But like now we don't have that.
No, we don't have that.
Cause there's too much of a disconnect because we got 25-year-olds, which is still YNs. But they OG, they might be first year OG, second year OG. I can't disrespect you because you OG and I'm OG.
Right, you can't do that.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm 45, you 25. I'm 20 years older than you. But I know your mother. Me and your mother was kids together. You see what I'm saying? Your mother might be younger than me at 25, to be real with you. Even to be honest with you, the youngest OG from my hood right now, I love him to death. You see what I'm saying? His mother's actually younger than me. I love her to death. She's an amazing woman. You see what I'm saying? She came, she said, make sure my son okay, da-da-da. And I'm like, all right. So when he came home, you know, I had to make sure that was right. You see what I'm saying? But did he come home and do everything right? Ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody make mistakes. But what we gotta understand is that we gotta get past the mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Because nobody perfect. We ain't outside with them every day. We ain't outside ripping and running. We trying to tell everybody to do the right thing. But you can't, how can you really tell a person to do the right thing when you ain't giving no solution or you ain't showing them the right thing?
Right.
I gotta say firsthand that you definitely showing them the right thing. And at the end of the day, like, everybody like, just put me on, let me get some money. I can't keep giving you money if you're just gonna blow the money, then come back ask for some more money, bruh. So, like, I don't see no end to that for me. And that's even for even little homies. I love all homies. And I don't get everybody money. It ain't a person outside on Bergen Street right now in the last 3 years that I have not given funding to help. I don't got nothing to do with what you do. That ain't my business. You see what I'm saying? But if you come and say, oh, so I'm fucked up, I need some money, I got you. And we even go one further, even the box. You see what I'm saying? It's over 30 people in the box right now that I send funding every month. And that ain't no kudos or nothing, because that shit is corny. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just say that to say, these are the ways that we at least try to help.
Exactly.
Because we ain't perfect. And I'm not perfect. I'm fucked up. I ain't got no $30, $100 million. You see what I'm saying? But a motherfucker need a suit.
Straight up.
I got bloods right now.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So we grew up together. I need your help. I can't say no because you're a blood. I wore this for you. Shouts out to my boy Dollar. At Dollar. I love you to death. I love this sweater to death. This is one of my. I wore this sweater 2 times. Dollar, my boy Dollar. You know, this is my shit, man. I like this motherfucker. Look dope as hell, man. But I wore it because of you. It was a time when I ain't wear red my whole life until 2015.
Dang.
I never wore red ever. My whole closet was purple and blue. I never wore red in my life. Never had a red car. Never had nothing. That's just, but that's just, keep it real with you. That's just us being lost. And when I actually figured it out, and like I said, I'm a respectful guy. So until we put a ban on a color banging, I never wore red. I think they put a ban on like 12 or some shit like that, if I ain't mistaken. You see what I'm saying? But I was in prison. You see what I'm saying? So when I came home, I was like, damn, we can wear red now? I was like, damn, this shit look good on me. You see this motherfucking red hat? Like, goddamn, boy. I'ma still throw the ass on it for the homies. This for the 60s, and I ain't even 60s. You see what I'm saying? But every day, I look good in red. You see what I'm saying? I think I'm gonna even go one further. You see what I'm saying? Because I never really liked blue. I'm a purple nigga, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I like red. I think I look good in red. We brown skinned. We no dark skinned niggas like that. You see what I'm saying? So I think red look good on me. Personally, I need to buy a red car. I think that's gonna be my next step. If I buy a red car, the hood gonna go nuts. But I just say that to say, we was lost.
We was lost, bro.
Let's just be real. Cut all the laughing out and everything. We was confused. Even if we wasn't lost, I don't think we understood the ramifications of what gangbanging did to our hood.
Exactly.
And I gotta appreciate you for that. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it was just a time that's ironically crazy enough that it was against us. And we really wore that on our chest. Is that not crazy? Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Is that crazy? I don't believe it. Like, when I go back and think about it, it's 10 years now that the color banging I do, more than 10 years, but since I've been home, you know, and just to look back and see now it's been 10 years. I've been home 10 years this year. And I came back once Wack passed away and everything, and I just felt like my hood was lost. Since I've been down south, I've been getting money for a long time by myself. Of course, we all been behind closed doors doing whatever we could do to help. But at the end of the day, I just felt like it was time for me to actually get back to my community. First thing I did when I came back to, I'm gonna keep always bug with you, was I went to my grandmother's house. Everybody know my grandmother's house. If you know, you know. Everybody know my grandmother's house at the hillside. And I just felt like it was right for me just to redo her house. You see what I'm saying? So I read their kitchen. She said, boy, don't waste as money on you. You don't need to do none of that. You don't need. I say, Mama, I love you. She didn't ask me. My grandma never asked for nothing. She was never in her life. You see what I'm saying? So I just felt like it was time. And I did that before I even bought my first house. I bought this house in February. I came back November 22. First thing I did was I redid my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? It took me like 2 months of me being home. I bought the house first. That was like 4 months. But the first thing I did was, I felt like I had to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So I came back, I did what I could, and I continue to do that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody side. So that's why I even talked to you, even off cameras. First thing I said was, I'm bringing a store down there because me and Raj actually talked about it because, like, it was a time when it wasn't allowed for black people to have poppy stores, and I never understood that about North. What you feel about that?
It's crazy, man. Like, I was just talking about my bros. He just opened a store in Irvington.
Okay.
It's a black-owned store. And they got, like, everything in it for the kids.
Yeah, a convenience store. We call them poppy stores, but a convenience store.
So I'm like, damn, we should have supposed to been had these, but
we never had it. Why?
We just let the poppies come stuff like that was their
They set up and took
territory. And they capitalized off of all of us. We come there buying everything from them.
Do you know how that happened? I be wondering. Because it's one on every corner.
Poppy, Puerto Rican stores. On every corner.
So that's their thing?
And they good, too.
They good as hell.
And nobody bothers them or nothing. Nobody bothers them.
Food stamps, everything.
Everything. We come
and they actually flourishing. I done seen them raise kids. I got great poppies and everything. Poppy L, Poppy Chulo. I got a lot of poppies. No, that's straight great. From they fathers owning the poppy store since the 80s.
And being in them hoods.
How we let that? Like Sharp James. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Sharp James. You lucky. I'm gonna tell you. Like Harry O, I apologize. But
Sharp played a big part in that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta be honest. I be just thinking the shit be coming to my head. You see what I'm saying? But Sharp James was only the mayor. He was the mayor for over 20 years. Well over 20. But that had to be one of the main reasons.
You know, North always been one of those historical cities with a lot of immigrants, and you know, like we got North, we got, you know what I mean, we got the Belleville section, we got closest to us, so North always been like that city where you was opportunities, you know what I mean, where everybody kind of like, you know, came and got the opportunity. Even with us, some of us, we just took the opportunity for the street stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And probably took the opportunity to open stores and be the connects. Like, we can't get mad.
They bad.
You know what I mean? They outthought us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they outthought the fuck out of us.
So it's like, that's why I respect them, you know what I mean? Cause
you can't be mad at them.
They're savvy, and that's why we never really had no wars with the Spanish.
Yeah, we never had no wars. They raised their families. That's what I'm saying. They raised their families up.
And they brought value to our community.
They brought the most value, to be honest to you. Them in the barbershop.
In the barbershop. You know what I mean? And they had a lot of the barbershop. It's like that. So we can't get mad at them because they knew it was business savvy. They understood what business credit was. Their families taught that. They learned that. We knew what. We looked up to the Akbar.
We had the wrong business.
Look, we looked up to the Akbar praise of the world. The E.T. Hawks, the Sheets, the Echoes, the big time bros from our hood. That's what we looked up to. When they come through in the cars, like they didn't have stores and stuff. We knew they was moving money. You know what I mean? So that's what our black culture came up idolizing more. And that's why I think it took a lot of us away from the business standpoint. But we're here now, though, because most of our OGs is conscious now.
Yeah. Because I'm glad you said that. And I ain't mean to cut you off. Because I'm glad you brought up Akbar Prayer. Because actually, I'm a great brother. I love him to death. Him and my father's best friends. They actually almost caught a bid together. A lot went on. You know, Akbar Prayer is from the South Road as well. Let's just be clear. But anyway, I love you, brother. You know, don't get mad. I love you to death. I ain't tripping. But anyway, even though that was the case, they all conscious now.
All kinds of
He just gave a great black tie fair, Akbar Pray. We appreciate you for that. It was an amazing event. I wish I could have made it there, but I didn't make it there. But
to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. But what's so crazy is everybody got great plans for the city at this point.
Yeah, it's good right now.
Yeah, I gotta say that.
All the good leadership from the streets, especially when they come from the streets, the people who got relevant names in the streets, they all becoming conscious now. And they want to push the streets forward. They want to push the culture forward. And they all backing, you know, this work that we out here doing. So that's a good thing for the younger generation to see.
Yeah.
That, you know, the leadership, you know what I mean, is becoming.
Have you talked to him yet?
Yeah, I talked to Aga.
Yeah, I see him dressing.
Yeah, every other day I call, he check in. He got us doing the mentor program in New Files with him.
Okay.
You know, so he was working in New Files when he was locked up, you know, writing, you know, stuff, letters and, you know, helping them out, you know what I mean, with a lot of the kids, mentoring them from when he was in the Feds. So when he came home, he was able to get a mentor program in there. He brought Newdirection in with him, you know, because we got the credibility.
Oh, he brought y'all in with him?
Yeah.
Nice.
We got the credibility.
Appreciate that, Pray. The whole Pray family. Rest in peace, little mama too. His daughter just passed away not too long ago. We wish our condolences to everybody, all the fallen souls, everybody that passed away. We love you. We miss you. We got the best intent for everybody.
For real.
We wish Newark to be an amazing place. I'm born and raised in Newark, from Newark.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we just got a different understanding for our city than other people. And I think that's everybody in Newark. You see what I'm saying? As we get older, I'm glad to see a brother like yourself. You've grown into an amazing man, amazing brother.
Blessing, man.
Yeah, so it's just crazy to me to see how much we've grown over the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm happy to see that.
Bro.
We putting our money into the right places. Raz is doing a lot for us. We appreciate you, Raz. We hope that you become governor. We apologize for the bullshit they did to you. Nah, man, the government just fucked up, man. It's like What you feel about the take on Raz getting locked up?
Yeah, so like I feel like with Raz, like I wouldn't expect it to go no other way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like for his father being who he is, and Raz challenges certain things. He for the people. Sometimes when you're in politics, you can't really be too much for the people because you got to be about politics. You know what I mean? And when they opened up a facility, the Delaney Hall, that they had shut down because
they shut it down.
Right, because it was like living conditions, stuff was wrong, so he shut it down. So for the ICE agents to come open it up without checking in with the mayor, letting them know what's going on, and not letting the mayor come see the facility to make sure that the people in there is being treated fairly. As a sitting mayor in his own city, he got the right to do that. It's a Delaney Hall.
Yeah, I believe so. That was crazy to me.
So they use their federal jurisdiction, card to say, oh, this is federal property now, but it's not federal property. It's a private owned building by some private organization.
By another private organization that owns plenty of other prisons.
Right, private prisons.
Yeah, and I don't know why they ain't tore it down.
Right, and they doing business with the
I feel
government.
like they doing, let's just be clear, they doing business illegally.
Exactly.
Because you ain't got no, I mean...
we can't do that if we want to do
you ain't
that.
got no passes, you ain't go to the city hall. Now, if we did that, we had to go to... I'm trying to open a poppy store.
Right.
And I'm about to come down there. I'll be down in the city hall a little while. But you see what I'm saying now?
Word.
I got to go get all these different passes. Stephen Ham, I'm coming to see you too, champ. I need help. I need y'all down to City Hall to be able to help me to get me the proper passes so that I could be 100% legal, so that I do everything legit. Mm-hmm. But if our mayor is in here telling you that y'all didn't get this proper permit, y'all didn't get this proper request to even come into this building, how do we arrest them?
Right, exactly. So that was just a power trip, you know what I mean? Like people that's in position showing like, all right, this black mayor getting beside himself, questioning us. Who are you to question the federal government? Get back in your place, you know what I mean? So that's all that was to a point where, but it was good that happened because now Raz could get all the other people who were thinking he on this and that. They could see, look, he really for the people because he didn't have to be in there
for the people.
worrying about them immigrants and worrying about what they're going through. And
man, they had him in there with the purple flag. I said, oh Lord, they do my boy Raz like this.
You always got them saying, oh, he this and that. But I felt like him doing that could show the people more that he's for us more, and he can get a lot of that.
I think it speaks values.
It speaks values, man.
I'm voting for you for sure. I think you should definitely become governor. But if you don't become governor, come on back and be mayor. I believe if he don't make the governorship, he still put his hat back in.
Yeah, he can come back in. But he probably don't want to. He probably want to retire and go move to Africa with his family or something.
That'd be nice too, though. I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, he did a lot he served good for North. He did good. If he don't make governor, he go up and retire, his legacy gonna be set in stone. He's gonna be able to come back and run for governor in the year, whatever he wanna do, he's gonna be good, you know what I mean? So he's pretty young, so you enjoy your life, and then there's enough people around who he planted seeds into that should be able to carry the torch to keep Newark in that right, stance, and if he could get behind him and, endorse him and support the next people coming up. But Raz did a lot for Newark, especially when it comes to public safety.
He did a whole lot for
Newark.
When it
comes to helping neutralize the gang violence and all that. By him even.
I don't think nobody else could do what Raz did.
Because nobody else won't sit down and give street people another opportunity. They say that stuff, but like, how you gonna sit next to somebody that was accused of a police officer losing their life in your city from the gang culture, and you sit next to me and believe in my vision with Newdirection? Like, I don't care about none of that. I still believe in this young man and him coming home, showing his rehabilitation, showing his culture another way. I think we should get behind that. And Raz got behind me. Not the head of the police. The police don't like me. You know what I mean? Not the feds, none of them. Them niggas don't fuck with me. They wait for me to do one thing wrong, they can put me in the feds. You know what I mean? So, but Raz gave us an opportunity. Not forget anything that's up under him, anything around him, about him, particular him. He put me on the stage and said, "Those my big bro Tutt." You know what I mean? He brought me on the stage. You know what I mean? Police was mad over that. You know what I mean? People in the city was mad over that.
They was hot.
That's not forgiving me.
How did you get... I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I'm glad you said that. So how did we get this 24 hours of peace thing going?
Yeah, so look, what happened was the 25 hours of peace was something that they had going, right? And they was doing it
before
downtown.
you came on?
Yeah, before I came on, they was doing it on Broad. They started like, I think probably the first year I came on, they started it.
Okay.
And they was doing it downtown Broad Market. So one day we heard they was having it, we went down there. but they didn't have like nobody down there, nobody from the hood or nothing. They had like regular some citizens, other people. I'm like, yo, y'all want to get the peace in the streets? Y'all got to get the trenches in here so we can be able to highlight the trenches and let them know what resources y'all got for them for putting these guns down, and what resources y'all got for them if y'all want them to stop being outside hustling in on corners.
Yeah, what
jobs y'all got? Right, so we got to bring them down to talk to them. So y'all got to bring certain artists out. Like the G Herb, bro, the relevant people to the culture who y'all booked them, they gonna bring the trenches out. So we was able to convince them to do that for the next one. And once we got the relationship with Raz, and we told Raz, look, bro, he was skeptical at first because he didn't want to bring all these artists out, have all these hood people in here and something go wrong. Because you 25 people, you bring all the people out, you got to be able to protect all these different hoods.
Yeah.
So the first one we did, we brought G Herb, bro, Jim Jones.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean, they let us like help with the artist pick, so to speak, so we could bring, so who could reach the culture. So when we got them, we was pushing it. Everybody came out, the whole hood, like everybody came out.
The whole hood definitely came out.
G Herb, bro, because they say, oh, G Herb, them going to free concert.
I mean, once I think, to be honest with you, it's probably before G Herb, but keep real with you.
Yeah.
Once a lot of people heard that you had your hands in it.
Yeah, right.
I think it eased a lot of people.
Right, to be able to pull up.
Because
right.
It made them be able to pull up.
Right.
Without having
like, we gotta go up and do this, do that.
Yeah, so even keep real with you, even me. You see what I'm saying? Even me in my committee, you know what I'm saying? We just felt like if Tutt say his people gonna be alright,
right,
then we need to be alright.
Exactly.
Yeah. You see, and like I feel like at the end of the day, keep real. Grape Street and 7 is the two biggest gangs in North. Let's just be clear.
Right.
As far as North go, we ain't gonna say we know all the other cities and all this, West Coast and all this. Y'all got it. We cool. But North, we care about North. Right? And Grape Street and 7 is absolutely the two biggest gangs without
especially
question.
when it comes to the South.
Yeah,
that's all it is in the
South.
South.
Well, really.
It's 7 and Grape.
Yeah, it's really just 7 and Grape, period. Yeah. 60s, everything, all this. But in the day,
a couple of them over there.
Yeah, we go even further, but still, these are the two biggest gangs, as far as like numbers.
Right.
So if somebody like you could say that they gonna be okay,
right,
and then somebody like me could say we gonna be okay,
right,
and we all going over there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Bro.
And even last year, it just went even.
It went better.
Last year was like my best year. You see what I'm saying?
Crazy. We had the whole
we bought the bikes. That's what I'm saying. We had the whole gas station. We had the bike. That's the first time, me personally, since I've been home, because I came home 22 here anyway, and to see everybody together like that. At first, it was a little scary. I'm gonna keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like we across town, you see what I'm saying? So everybody like hold up now. You see what I'm saying? So we in the gas station parking lot. You see what I'm saying? So we got motorcycles. I got like 20 bikes outside.
But the crazy part about it though, you gotta look at it over there where they did it over by 9th Street.
Yeah,
that's all grape over there.
Nah, it really is.
That's Georgia King. So.
The whole GKB and everything
all
was over there.
And we all were together.
It made us feel good.
I'm telling
you see what I'm saying? Springfield Ave was on fire. It was amazing. I've never seen no like that.
Word, bro. That drink
never
bro,
like that. So like even Raj, we appreciate you for giving us the opportunity, but to be able to have gang culture to come together like that.
That's different, bro.
I ain't never seen Cali do like. Only time I ever seen it like that, I ain't gonna lie to you, because I actually went to Nick's funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so that's the only other time that I've ever seen that many different gangs in the same place at one time in my life. I'm 45 years old. I'm not no young spring chicken. You see what I'm saying? So in the day, what you did with that thing was like.
That was crazy.
Beyond amazing.
Word, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Because it take a message to move mountains.
Word.
You see what I'm saying?
Word up.
And I can't say how much you did for the culture for that one. That's why I'm definitely trying to get with you this year, trying to bring this thing together. We already talked later on, before, whatever, but we appreciate every opportunity, anything that you give us for sure.
For sure.
But like I just want to be a part of something great.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And you absolutely doing something great, brother.
Word. Definitely. I appreciate that, bro.
So man, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate having you. I appreciate having you too, young lady. It's great that you guys are able to come and be with us. But again, man, I'm so happy. I know this is gonna go crazy for the culture because at the end of the day, this definitely gonna do 100K. I guarantee this is gonna do 100K. I put my life on it. Yeah. At the end of the day, we just needed it. So before we put our money behind something, before we able to ask other people to do something, they want to, cause even like rest in peace, Wax, people like that. I wish that you had been able to be home to be able to put that together. You see, because even past that, like, you know, again, people make mistakes. Even whatever happened to them, I ain't gonna get into the preliminaries. I don't even know. It don't even matter. I wasn't home. Wax died, I think, 17, 18. So at the end of the day, it's just a blessing to see us come this far. Right. And it took those type of losses in order for it to come this far. And I'm born and raised with Wax. Wax only a year older than me. That's LBC. I was a baby at LBC, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So everything that happened, I was there for everything that happened. We all been together. He was like a brother to me, 100%. He lived in my house for numerous years. A great brother. At the end of the day, we apologize for the timely demise because we wish better of our city. But, you know, like I said, we make mistakes. I don't blame nobody. I don't wish no harm on nobody. We just want to push peace. And at the end of the day, whatever happened, happened, and we just want to move forward as a city.
That's all we asking, bro. You know what I mean? That's it, man. I mean, making things safe for our kids to play outside and enjoy life, the elderly, man. And it's up to us, man, the men. I mean, we still got some influence in that game, coach. We got to use it the right way, bro. You know
Before we get out of here, man, I seen you at JFK the other day.
Yeah, word.
Now, amazing. Like we need to see more. We need some more. We ain't got no. We need a gym like that on Burger Street. You know what? I'm sorry, because Raj just gave us. I believe he giving us a park right there on Lehigh and Bergen. Yeah, I ain't been outside like in the last little 3 or 4 months or whatever. I got a lot going on, a lot of properties. I'm dealing with a lot of legal stuff with housing or whatever. But I've been back and forth a lot, so I haven't had an opportunity to be outside as much as the last 2 or 3 months. But I believe we get a park right there on Lehigh and Bergen. But I'm just happy that we able to move this far, because it never would have been. I couldn't even say. I actually wanted to buy that property, but the city would not let it go. Like I was wondering. I think they lied to me and told me that it was an old gas station or something there, so they didn't want to build no property right there. But I'm gonna figure it out later. I don't know, because I don't want to say too much. But even for us to get a park right there is amazing. And I just feel like we need more place. Weeway Park is right down the street, but like I said, some people can't get that far. We got grandmothers or different people that can't walk that far. Do stuff like that. We got a lot of people in wheelchairs. We got a lot of disabled. So it's amazing for us to have something like that right there. They definitely building it right there. They just knocked down the whole block right there on, between Shepherd and Shear, which is amazing. I don't know what they're going to put right there, but we're going to get more into it to figure out if we can be able to obtain some of that property for us to do more. I would love to put a building right there, movie theater, something, anything.
Exactly.
Just let us be able to grow. And I know that Rod's the key to that, so definitely we get down there to City Hall, talk to him, figure that out. But anything we can bring you in on, if you want to be with us, absolutely. Just come on in. We don't mind bring you. I definitely bring them opportunities your way, no question. It don't even take a lot of money, man. A little $10,000, $20,000 will get you anything right now. You see what I'm saying? So don't even think like, just because you see them crazy numbers, 500,000, 600,000, don't let that scare you. Those are the amounts. That's not the amount that it costs to be able to obtain a property, to get a loan from the right bank, from the right facility, to be able for us to gain property, those things for us to make change ourselves. So I appreciate you again, coming firsthand. Thank you so much, coming beautiful. It's been a pleasure for you to be here with us. And at the end of the day, we appreciate everything. Big OSA, man. We out of here, man. Damn, Tutt, I appreciate that one, man. I needed that one, man. I really needed that one.